Hey guys, today we are going to use this air dry clay. It's like Model Magic. I have a link to it on my Facebook group page, Little Leaf Art Studio group tutorials. So if you are interested in purchasing it, that's where it is.
It's like super cheap too.
Yeah, I absolutely love this stuff, and it's really fun to play with. I recommend.
I was gonna buy 24 packs for $4.
I'm not sure I saw that one. But anyway, so we're going to start with the ice cream cone. We're going to use... Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get it out of the container, and you have to... Sometimes you just have to rip the bag. But anyway, so we're going to use brown for the cone.
And also mix white.
And yes, and we're going to mix some white with it.
White is the fluffiest color, probably.
It does seem like that the light colors do seem to be a little bit softer. So anyway, so we're just going to mix this, and I'm going to pause it. And, well, no, what is this? We're going in time machine. Hold on. So here we go. Now we have a lighter brown so that we can make cones. So I'm going to just give everybody... Oh, I'm here with Carlo and Alina. These are my children. Okay, so, and then we have a little bit extra, so we'll put that in a airtight container so it won't dry. So the first thing we do, I feel like actually I've got too much. I don't want one that big. That's up to you whether you want to make a smaller one. So first thing we do is we roll it into a sphere. Almost all forms that we make start off as a sphere.
It's a little bit difficult because this is really smushy. A lot smushier.
It is very soft, so you have to have delicate hands. So then once you have it into a sphere, what we're going to do is we'll roll it in our hands and we'll put pressure more on one side than the other.
Does it end out like this? That looks like a carrot.
Well, that's a cone shape. And then a carrot is a cone shape. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten it.
I'm going to do my circle thing. Well, I'm going to flatten it first.
So there we go. There's our cone. And we'll put that to the side. We need to also be very careful not to touch the two colors together because this stuff is really sticky. So if my cone touches Carlo's cone and touches Alina's cone, they'll stick together and that won't be good. So there we go. Now the next step is to pick the flavor of ice cream that we want.
I'm going to do chocolate flavor like I did on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to do mint chocolate chip.
All right.
I'm remaking my cone now because it's being complicated.
Well.
Okay.
If first you don't succeed, try again. So I'm going to make, just go ahead and rip the bag, Carla. We'll put them in different containers later. I'm going to make...
It looks like I can't even rip the bag, Mom. I can't even open a PB&J.
At school?
No, I can't.
That's all right. Sometimes it takes time to learn basic life skills.
But it's okay. Anyone else need bread?
No, thanks.
I might need it for the
Okay, so I'm going to... Uh-oh. And it happened. So I'm going to move our samples over here.
Oh my gosh, it's so sticky. This one's like really sticky. But you know what? It's so pretty.
Okay, so I'm going to test to see. Yeah, that's about how much I know. Whether you realize it or not, you are not in camera.
Yeah, oops.
So when you first remove this brand, it does look very much like ice cream. It has a really good ice cream texture.
So this is Alina, you really keep it like that. We're going to need that.
Okay, so I'm going to roll it into a sphere. Again, I'm going to flatten the bottom a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfectly smooth because ice cream's not perfectly smooth. And then I'm going to attach that to my cone. That might be a little big, and I'm going to kind of smush it just a little bit. This is very, very soft clay, so you have to have delicate hand.
Very little pressure.
Yes, very little pressure. Okay, so then I'm going to make the section that goes around this little part right here, the little scoop part. So I'm going to just pull, and it's going to make these little textured things. I'm going to use a tool.
Mine didn't make it very textured.
Well, no, that works pretty good. But, so then we're going to apply that, but then you can always add more texture. So I'm going to add that
Blue
to
is
my cone.
Very sticky. Like this bag is like.
I think my ice cream is melting.
Yes, ice cream does that. So I'm just going to apply these little parts that I'm pulling like this, and it creates the texture. I'm cutting it off, adding it to my ice cream along that edge, that transition piece.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different.
Okay, well, you're not in screen.
Because I'm having like a war with this green.
So, all right, my last little piece right here. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to use one of these little tools that comes in the packet to create texture.
Ooh.
And make it a little bit more even, because, you know, it's not very even.
This is good
So
for
just-
texture.
So just
Wait,
gently
Mom,
just...
I could use this and look.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks good.
You're not in screen either.
So,
It takes a while to learn how to do YouTube videos. Trial and error. We'll figure it out eventually.
Well, I'm the most experienced.
Are you?
Yes, I've done the most YouTube videos.
Yes. But you haven't done the most art YouTube videos, which is a totally different camera setup.
You have a point.
okay. I'm gonna add a second scoop on top.
We can't? Okay, I'm doing that.
Sure, you can. You can add as many as you want.
We're gonna
but-
open up this black. You find if I open a brand new one?
I would prefer you didn't open up black, though, please.
Crap, I opened it.
Okay, well, you can close it. It's super simple.
Oh
I'd
my
prefer
gosh,
you-
there's a cat
You
right
used a color, because remember we're adding eyes, and if you use black, you're not going to be
Yeah,
able
but
to
I'm
add that.
doing it on the third scoop.
So only one of the ice cream's going to be alive, but the others can't be?
I thought it was all gonna be a
Okay, so my cone got a little bit
I could do white eyes.
discombobulated.
Discombobulated?
Yes, it's a good word.
Wait,
So I'm just going to kind of use my fingers, because you see my fingers can go into a cone shape. And kind of smooth that out. All right. I'm going to use a Sharpie.
Marcy, don't eat that paint.
I'm going to use a Sharpie, and I'm going to add eyes. You got to be pretty gentle with this, because otherwise the Sharpie will
Get
dig
destroyed.
into the clay, and you don't want to do that. So you
Oh
just
my
want
gosh.
to gently draw on there. I'm making
Why
some
isn't it
big...
sticky for me?
I think different colors are different
Yeah, but it's the same
consistency.
color.
Well, she's already... I don't know the answer to that, Carlo. I don't know all the answers to everything in the world.
You know a lot about art.
I do. But not everything. You can also wait for this to dry, and the drawing on the eyes will be a much simpler process. Actually, I kind of recommend that.
But we're just showing you because. You can't wait for this
Because,
to
yeah.
Okay, maybe I will. Is Marcy sitting? Marcy wants to do artwork.
The neighbor's cat has joined us, and she is sitting in the chair like a human. Well, not anymore. Now she's moved. But she was sitting in a chair like a human. All right. So now that I've got my eyes, I'm going to use a little bit of this black.
Mustache.
Oh, it looks like he's a little chef with a chef hat. Here, show him better.
Ah! Ah!
You got a bit of, now you got
Now I got a unicorn tail.
now you got a tail stuck to it. You're bumping the camera, buddy.
So this
We can fix
glue
it.
is really hard to work with because it's so sticky.
But the more you work with it, the more it's going to kind of
Get stickier.
No, get unsticky. Okay. I think,
Mustachio ice cream. Wait, I'm gonna get a black and make a little hat.
okay, so I'm making a really, 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 really itty bitty, teeny tiny thin snake here to make his mouth. And then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to cut it off the ends.
I'm showing a tutorial how to make a hat. You just make a cube and then get a, yeah, just make a circle and then.
Okay, and then I'm going to shape it on my hand to be a smile. Oh, it's very delicate. Okay, I'm reshaping it. It's very fiddly.
I'm gonna try to.
Okay, I'm gonna go off camera for this. This is
All right, now,
This hat is being very difficult.
Okay, now I'm going to attach the mouth. Ta-da! I did it.
I made an ice cream cone with the hat.
So, ta-da.
Ta-da!
All right, there's Carlo's ice cream cone
With the hat.
with a top hat and mustaches. I'm going to use a white Posca pen to give it little eye shines. Doot, doot,
Is there such thing as a white Sharpie?
doot, doot. They do have paint pens, white paint pen Sharpies. I prefer Posca pens. And then I've got Posca pens are on my list of favorite art supplies, just in case you were wondering. I am in love. Now I'm going to give her cute little cheeks.
This black is being very annoying.
Doot.
Ah.
If you
Oh,
don't have
my-
Posca pens, you can use just normal Sharpies, but obviously you can't use that to do the white eye shine. You could use the white clay that comes, or you could use white acrylic paint. You could use whiteout. Whiteout's a little bit harder to control. I recommend waiting for it to dry because this one is all dry, and so you can see that this is, although it's still soft because he's not 100% dry, he would be much easier to draw on if you wait for it to dry.
And I got
But
the
just for showing you the whole process, I did it while it was still wet.
Are we gonna
All
do
right,
the pants
Alina,
too?
where's yours?
I have given up. This green is so. Just hold on.
Alina, look how.
All right, so Alina gave up.
Yes.
So that is our cute little ice cream tutorial, and I would like to see yours. You guys have a great weekend. Bye.